Okay. We live.
We live.
We live. We live.
We're here.
All right. Cool beans. All right. Oh, man. So the title of this is A Wild Green Blizzard Has Appeared. So the reason why I titled it is because I think this could definitely be our first topic of the night. 68. I think this was the answer. I'm going to look it up in a second to confirm it. $68.7 billion is what Microsoft acquired Blizzard for.
Yeah, it was 68 point something. Yeah.
Yeah. And I know Kyle was talking about it in the Discord. And I can believe that's what they would do since Blizzard's a publicly traded company. They just bought each share $30 above market price. But I don't know. That's pretty fucking crazy, if you ask me.
Let's see. It was $68.7 billion.
I was right. Cool.
Yeah. So there's two ways of looking at this. Good for Activision and Blizzard because they just made a fucking shit ton of money.
But bad.
But bad for gamers. But when you look at it, so with the activation, with the acquirization of that, what's happening is how do I put this in simple terms? Once they acquired it, they still have contractual contracts that they have to keep to. So with that being said, meaning they have to still adhere to the contracts that are given from like Call of Duty, Elder Scrolls and stuff like that. So that's still got to happen.
Like when, kind of like when Disney acquired Marvel, but they had the ride contracts at Universal.
Exactly. But once those contracts are up, they can then actually go ahead and say, yeah, no more Call of Duty for PS. Only for
see
PC.
me?
Yeah, we can see you.
Yeah, we can see you. We can hear you.
Oh.
So that's what they have to do.
So yeah, that's the topic right now is Microsoft buying Blizzard.
Oh, I'm pretty excited about it. In my opinion, I think it's a really cool setup. Even if like the speculation, which I know is not going to happen, it's too big of a cash cow.
Yeah.
If Microsoft decided to make Call of Duty an Xbox exclusive, Xbox PC exclusive,
that I think
that would make my heart smile.
So here's the thing about that. Like I said, so they're still under contractual contracts for that. They can't just stop that. So 2022 Call of Duty, 2023 and 2024 still under contract to be released on all platforms. After that contract is done for them, it is then on Microsoft to say, okay, yeah, we're just going to make that an actual Microsoft game now. You can't get it unless you got Xbox.
The thing is
who's listening to Skyrim music? Hold on. I know that ain't coming from Scott.
I know what that is. My bad.
I was gonna say, it's like, why do I hear Dovahkiin?
Yeah, today. I had my system pulled up over here and it was on Skyrim, so that's why.
Okay.
All right,
but still, Warzone's still going to be free across the board. So all like the battle royales that are free are going to be across the board. They'll still be used, and Microsoft's still under contract after acquiring that to give each and every one of those games the updates they need.
Yeah. So for me, I don't think they'll ever make it exclusive to Xbox and PC, just on the fact that one, it would probably piss off a lot of PS4 or PlayStation users. Not to mention, I know, but Call of Duty is a cash cow. Like, people will always buy Call of Duty games.
That's what I'm saying. That's the number one reason why Microsoft wouldn't. They would make way more money because it's already known for being like an all-platform setup. So why jeopardize and take a risk on losing that money?
Yeah,
when
it's like
they've
go
got
ahead.
blockbuster AAA games like Halo.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's like, well,
Halo, Gears of War was another one too. So I mean,
okay, that's it. Gears of War, even though like it had multiplayer function, is Microsoft's God of War.
yeah,
Because
Yeah,
the fan base,
basically.
I'm just off of the fan base, not that it's similar gameplay or whatever, but just off of the fan base. Because like me and Thor will tell you, our family for the most part has always been a PlayStation family because of God of War.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and I know God, I mean, I definitely know God of War will never ever go to Xbox. Because I'm pretty sure no, I mean it has never been released on Xbox, I don't think.
can you look it up? Because I thought this last one they released on
No,
I know at
PC.
least P.
PC. And that's a
Well,
first because they've
Microsoft.
never well, no, 'cause Steam.
yeah.
Steve Jobs dead.
Yeah. Let me check because God of War is on PC now, but that's just the newest one. But for
Who
the
is this
longest time,
Emir?
It's,
What is that?
that's stuff from my YouTube because I'm streaming on YouTube as well.
Oh, YouTube
But
world.
yeah, no, by the looks of it, every God of War game has been on PlayStation. It's never been released on Xbox at all.
Well, yeah, no, not the old ones, because that's like PlayStation exclusive. That's like
Yeah, but that's what I'm. Well, I mean, for Ragnarok, they'll probably do PC and PlayStation, but I don't think. I think Sony's got them kind of deadlocked to where they'll never release for Microsoft.
unless Microsoft decides to buy what is it? Is it Fox Entertainment?
No, Santa Monica is what
yeah, Santa
produces.
Monica, yeah. God of
Yeah,
War.
God of War.
Well,
Yeah,
Santa Monica is its own intellectual property that sells to
who
PlayStation.
owns
They
Sony?
have
Isn't it Fox, or does Sony own?
no,
well,
Sony owns Sony.
yeah, yeah,
Oh.
They've never been owned by anybody else.
yep.
Don't continue that again.
Yeah, but with Sony, there's no way in hell Disney's ever gonna get them. Like, because
Well, right now
the
they kind of got them over the barrel
hey Sky, what's up? Thanks for coming in. But
with like
yeah, go ahead.
the Spider-Man movies and everything else. So they pretty much got them over a barrel, and they're licking their chops because they know they want to use Tom Holland later on down the road with the newer
Yeah,
end games.
and plus with the games that Sony makes for PlayStation, like that, more than likely Sony made Spider-Man games a PlayStation exclusive.
Yep. Oh,
Yep.
Because it doesn't matter who owns the rights. I mean, they can, because Sony still technically owns the Spider-Man property. Yeah. They can be like, no, Microsoft, you can't have a Spider-Man game. Now
yeah.
you can have like Marvel versus Capcom or the what the hell, Marvel Ultimate Alliance games, but you'll never have an independent Spider-Man game. But yeah. I'm kind of wondering what's going to happen with games like World of Warcraft, though, because Microsoft does not have an MMO that is exclusive to them in PC. Like Sony has Final Fantasy 14, and because Square is never going. I don't think Square is ever going to release 14 for Xbox. They'll release the
They put enough fucking zeros or commas on that check.
Not necessarily. I mean, some people still do stick to their principles. Doesn't matter how many zeros. Plus, not to mention, if they hear that, or if other people hear that, they're not selling the rights because basically if someone tells Disney or Microsoft to fuck off, they're gonna want to see what they're doing, and if they come out with a good product, people are gonna want to invest in that company. I mean, I would.
Yeah.
I mean, basically, Disney almost owns everything, which is becoming honestly ridiculous to me.
Yeah, because Disney owns Fox.
ABC, they started ABC. They own Fox. They own Marvel. They own Star Wars.
Yeah.
They own most television stations, which is why I don't watch cable because,
Yeah.
which is also another reason why a lot of TV shows went off the air is because Disney didn't want to renew the contracts.
Yeah.
I mean, hell,
Well,
go ahead.
I was gonna say I don't know how you feel about it, but me personally, I feel that Disney, because Disney owns EA, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Disney has almost single-handedly destroyed the gaming industry
With
and
sports games,
Star
definitely.
Wars.
Yeah, with the sports games, definitely. I have had zero interest in sports games over like back when it was PSP era and it was like Madden Unleashed and all that stuff where you could do like the
Yeah.
tricks off the walls and shit. I love that game. It was a fun game. I normally never
Yeah.
got into football games, but I loved playing that game.
Yeah, that was kind of like Blitz. Was it Blitz 99?
Mm-hmm.
That was such a good game. It was so much fun. Oh, but no, in my opinion, I believe that Disney has completely destroyed because of the amount of greed that they have.
Oh yeah.
That they have destroyed the gaming industry and Star Wars because now they're like, oh, Star Wars is a cash cow. Let's just start cranking them out.
Oh
One of the
yeah.
things that makes
So
Star Wars so beautiful is because if you hold aside like all of the books, right, and the graphic novels
mhm.
pertaining to Star Wars that may or may not be canon, because some of those are
None of them
debatable.
are no, because no, every unless Disney has put it out, every book, comic, and everything is considered legends now.
Oh, well, okay. At one point, it was debatable on whether or not they were canon. So
Now they're not.
some of them were cool. Some of them,
Oh yeah, yeah.
anyways.
There was some pretty cool shit that came out back in the day. Like I loved the Jedi Knight Academy trilogy of
Yeah.
books. Excuse me. Um,
I'm back.
and I loved the solo twin books and all that stuff. Like they could have made Disney
Mhm.
could have made 7, 8, 9 based on those alone, but they decided not to. Hell, they even could have made like if like they probably could have even done it as a TV show where they show with the twins because I mean like look at the Mandalorian and honestly like I think the Book of Boba Fett looks pretty good right now.
Haven't watched it.
There's a lot of people,
That say
there's a lot of hate going towards it, but this goes right into my point, is that Star Wars has always had such a diehard fan base if we're just going off of the movies,
yeah.
because forever there was only 3.
Mhm.
So people's imagination could run with it, right? People were allowed to express themselves off of the original trilogy,
Yeah.
which we know is a saga, but off of the original trilogy, the 70s into the 80s. Then the prequels came out. Those came out obviously when we were kids, like little
Mhm.
kids.
Yeah.
So
Early
to
2000s.
me, I thought they were cool
Yeah.
personally. I liked the whole Qui-Gon Jinn, Darth Maul was super dope. Like,
Yeah.
Well, the
but
lightsaber fights were actually good in this
yeah,
one.
Yeah.
yeah,
And
because there was like
They
they were
actually,
able to put more choreography. There was more sword fight understanding
yeah. Not
yeah.
not
stunt
this, not
world.
this new shit where they don't know how to fucking fight with lightsabers.
Well, see, here's the funny thing is my buddy Driven, he said he didn't like the lightsaber stuff in the prequels because of that, but the way I look at it, it's like Obi-Wan even said when he gave Luke the lightsaber, I can debate the pre yeah, see, here's Driven. So basically, it's like when he said, when it was elegant weapon used in a more civilized age, and that I think that's kind of like what George Lucas was going on with when he wanted like to have those intricate lightsaber fights, because in the original trilogy, the only lightsaber fights we ever saw was either Obi-Wan versus Vader or Luke versus Vader, and they were
And the
pretty much
Obi-Wan versus Vader was just a snippet, like tiny. So the only real lightsaber battle we've seen was Luke,
episode 6.
and spoiler alert, his dad.
God damn it! I never finished it. You just ruined it.
Yeah. So, but no, like what I'm going after. This isn't a debate about whether or not the prequels are better or equal or less than the original trilogy. What I'm saying is, before Disney got a hold of it, it was left at the 6. If we want to go into the early 2000s, before Disney acquired it, which meant that, and George Lucas was a freaking marketing genius when he said, yeah, we can do this, but I want all of the rights to the toys. And they said, sure, whatever. No, who's going to buy spaceship toys?
Mm-hmm.
Everyone was buying. Well, not everyone, but a lot of people did.
Yeah, that's basically where he made all the money. Oh, the Disney shit makes the prequels look like fucking Citizen Kane in comparison. Yeah.
I don't know if that's like a compliment.
It is a compliment. It's a compliment to the prequels. Honestly, I'm in the same boat with Driven. I hated the sequel trilogy, especially episode 9, because there are no answers given, just more fucking questions. And then they end the Skywalker saga with, my name's Rey Skywalker. Like, no, you're a fucking Palpatine clone's daughter, okay? You're nothing special.
Yeah. Well, me and Thor have had this fucking discussion like a lot, and he told me, because he was defending the new Disney stuff at the time. That wasn't you.
No,
that was Terrence. That was Terrence.
was doing it. Yeah,
that was Terrence.
Dude. So
I've
Force
hated it
Awakens
since day one.
When I'm not gonna lie, the hype for Force Awakens was there.
I felt it. It was real,
and
it was a tangible anxiety.
I sat down
to see it
in that movie theater and watched it, and watched Disney take my beloved Star Wars and ram that motherfucker into the ground, and then just not stop there. Made sure they pissed on the ashes and then threw kerosene on the piss, and then set it on fire even more. I was devastated. I was like, when they killed Han Solo in the first, I was like, are you fucking serious? That drove me nuts. It just
the one thing, because we live in such a PC driven society now, you can't let things be awesome because they're awesome, right? Like Leia.
The thing
there was no need to force feed Leia down everyone's throats. One, we knew she was a smoke show. Two, everybody knew she was a badass. Everybody, like, that goes without question.
If you go off the books, Leia was trained by Luke Skywalker in the Force. So I mean,
we're not going off the books; we're going off the movies. If we go into that, dude, we could be here for the next 4 months.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, they had so much potential. It wasn't like there wasn't not enough literature out there for them to kind of pick up and read or kind of go with. They just kind of like, yeah, everything over here that y'all love and want.
Just the giant Mickey Wang.
Just throw that shit out, Yeah, it was just bad, man.
See, with the whole Rey thing and then the Rebels, that was Star Wars Rebels, wasn't it? Where it was
Yeah.
during the original, and it was about she was the spy that got the fucking codes to Leia and all them. Like that one was I was okay with it. I wasn't too thrilled about it, but I was like, okay, it's a good movie. Like
Exactly. Drew.
it looked a lot cooler, but there's no flavor in it. And
Yeah.
like with Disney seeing that it's a cash cow right now, they're literally like just churning out everything that they're like all the shit that we do want to see, like a fucking Darth Sidious, Darth what's the other one, um
Which
Plagueis, no,
Well,
oh
Plagueis
fuck,
was the
well, who are you trying to describe? Like, this is how much of a nerd I am. Just give me a description of him.
like he was the badass Sith that everybody wants to hear the fucking origin and saga about.
What, like Darth
um
Bane, or are you talking about Revan?
No, he's
I don't
talking
know,
about
he's
Darth.
one of the fucking Sith lords,
Yeah, Plagueis,
but
the one that trained Dooku.
Well, no,
yeah,
Palpatine trained Dooku.
Palpatine. Yeah, the one that trained Palpatine. Excuse me.
Oh, the
yeah,
one that trained Palpatine was
um
Plagueis.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Plagueis. Yeah,
but
which
the
I thought
like
we had that in Snoke. Snoke. I thought that I was like, oh man, I thought that was Snoke.
No, because you know the not Kiadi Mundi, the old guy with the white ponytail and mustache,
Yeah,
but he was one of the separatists. He had the elongated head and stuff like that.
yeah,
Plagueis is
yeah.
one of those.
yeah.
So
Mm.
I knew Snoke wasn't Plagueis, and if they had made him Plagueis, I would have been beyond pissed because it's like that's not even the right species.
There was also some debate about Snoke being Mace Windu
Nah,
because
No.
George.
come
Hold on, the reason Mace Windu had a purple lightsaber is because we all know Sam Jackson
Wanted
looked at
purple.
George and was like, "Hey man, can I have a purple one?" And he's like, "Yeah, yeah, you can have a purple lightsaber."
Yeah.
And then
And
the
then
nerds took
he
over
asked
on
him,
it.
he's like, "Does my character have to be dead?" He said, "Not if you don't want him to be."
Yeah. What was it? I know before Disney took over, the canon reason Mace Windu had a purple lightsaber was because so you know how there are different fighting forms for lightsaber
Score.
fights?
Yeah.
So Mace Windu developed his own for fighting dark side users, but in order to learn in order to develop that style, he had to learn the dark side of the force and basically start using it. And the old canon for lightsaber crystals was how the reason why they would turn red is because of continuous dark side use.
Yep.
So Mace's
Yeah.
was originally blue and then it turned purple because he learned how to use the dark side. But
They used to go into a fucking cave, a kyber crystal cave, and fucking pull out their own crystals. And when they
Yeah.
held the crystals, they would turn those colors, and each color meant a
Green.
different thing too. So it
Yeah,
was just one of
green,
those things, man.
blue.
green,
Well,
the original three colors were green, blue, and yellow. Green was for Jedi
Yeah.
counselors, blue was for guardians, and
Right.
yellow was for sentinels. Sentinels were they didn't really have a place in the movies, but in the shows, like you can see the Temple Guardians lightsabers; those were yellow,
Yep.
which was kind
You
of
seen a
weird.
couple of them in the second movie when
Mhm.
they go to the bug planet and there's
Geonosis,
the
yeah,
big Geonosis. You see a couple of them.
but not a lot.
No, there was a handful of them, and they were in the fucking like
Yeah.
stands and shit.
Yeah, Sentinels never really fought that much. It was very rare to
Well,
see
obviously,
Jedi
none of
Sentinels
them
fighting.
lived through that movie.
Yeah, it's not for the lack of skill. It's just because Sentinels were more about kind of like the librarian and all that stuff. They were more interested in
Yeah.
other shit. Where counselors like Qui-Gon Jinn were more about diplomacy and other stuff, and Guardians were obviously Guardians.
Yeah, and see, Mace Windu was an extremist
Oh yeah,
because he was an extremist for the light side, which you can't have too much light and extinguish the dark. You have to have
balance.
And that's why I've always been a fan of like the gray Jedi, because they understand the way of the Force and they understand the dark side enough to know that they need to coexist to a certain degree.
Yeah, that's why a lot of people used to say Qui-Gon was like the first visual gray Jedi, because like he didn't
First
care.
visual.
Yeah, because he didn't care that there were Sith around and all that stuff. He cared about preserving balance, because honestly,
As long as
because I think like if Qui-Gon had lived during the Clone Wars, shit would have turned out a lot differently, especially with Anakin. Because I mean, there's a YouTube channel called a Star Wars Theory, and he actually did a theory of like what would happen if Qui-Gon had trained Anakin. Basically, Qui-Gon would have been more open with him than Obi-Wan was. Like Qui-Gon probably would have been accepting of him being with Padme and everything like that, and Qui-Gon would have helped Anakin find a better solution or help him understand his visions.
Yeah, and that also falls to Obi-Wan not finishing his training.
Because the Clone Wars happened right after, so he never actually officially finished his
Well, you
training.
got to think of this though. I mean, first time we see Obi-Wan, he's being trained by Qui-Gon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So
he's
I mean,
maybe 20.
soon, as soon as that, like, he's going like through the whole fucking, is it Phantom Menace? He's being trained. So when Qui-Gon dies, Obi-Wan picks up the mantle and he becomes the teacher. And I think that just what it comes down to is Obi-Wan's lack of experience is what really.
Oh yeah, because basically he was made a knight and then a master, like right on the spot.
Yeah, right on the spot. Yeah. I mean,
which normally
he was the only Jedi to kill a Sith in what 500 years or some shit. Anyway,
1,000.
So 1,000 years. So I mean, he definitely had the fighting skills and everything else. He was definitely very skilled. I just don't think he was a good teacher, and I think that's what Qui-Gon Jinn was trying to teach him.
Yeah, the problem with Obi-Wan's teaching was that he was basically trying to be, no, you can't do this, no, you can't do that, instead where Qui-Gon was more accepting of
different policies and stuff like different ways, outlooks on how you look at things.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I said, that comes down to not being experienced enough. I mean, if Obi-Wan was just a standard Jedi that was rolling around with Qui-Gon, helping him out, and then Qui-Gon died and he decided to pick up the mantle, I would think he would be a little bit more softer on the nose and more on the yeses and try to help him out. But since he was a new master and he has a young Padawan, he's just trying to teach him right from wrong. It's everything in a box. Check.
Yeah, but because he had become a master so quickly, he never really, like you said, got the experience. Now, another theory that was made was like, what if Mace Windu had trained Anakin? And the theory was Mace would have taught him how to fight, obviously, but also to learn how the dark side. Yeah. So he would have been in more control. Honestly, you probably would have seen Anakin with a fucking purple lightsaber at that point then too.
Yeah. Dude, could you imagine Anakin just being like the baddest motherfucker in the Jedi Council?
Dude, like
shit, bro.
That would be nuts, the theories that we could go off into that were. Oh man,
I still like the Jar Jar Binks being a Sith Lord theory.
Yeah, I'm all for that, because no other Gungans were doing what Jar Jar was doing. Like none of them were doing like quadruple fucking gainers 30 feet in the air from a fucking standstill.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan wasn't a bad teacher per se. He just lacked experience. Yeah, that actually is a great point. He tried too hard to be like Qui-Gon.
But the problem is there's only one Qui-Gon.
He only had 60% of the training.
Yeah.
So when he goes to teach, out of that 60%, let's say he retained 40%.
Well, yeah.
He's only teaching 40% of what he learned.
Obi-Wan was basically ready to take the night trials in order to become a full-fledged Jedi. The only problem is that, like, I'm trying to go back into my brain and all that stuff like that, but you have to undergo another trial to be given the rank of master and be allowed to take on a Padawan, which he never did.
Never did. Yeah, he just
No, but because he
I
killed the
think
Sith.
Yeah,
Fast
they
track.
gave him that. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
that was-
yeah,
I mean, at that point, you gotta go like, have y'all killed the fucking Sith yet? No. Yeah.
Could you see him talking shit to Yoda though?
Yoda's
Like,
Yoda's
"Maybe
killed
you are not
quite a few
master,
Sith
you
though,
shall
man.
never be." And he's just in the corner like, you ain't kill no
I
fucking
would
Sith.
love I would love to see a
bitch.
backstory of Yoda.
they're never going to do that because they didn't have to reveal what planet he's from and what his race is called, and they're never going to do that.
No, there's look it up. The Yoda race. That's what fucking Grogu is. And
Yeah, but that's what they
there's
call it, the Yoda
the
race.
little
I don't think they have.
fucking
I don't
there-
think they
there's
have a name for it.
There is a name
Yeah.
for it. It's
Oh, do they?
yeah, fuck, what is it called?
I'm looking it up.
Because there was Yoda, there was another one. There was a female,
and then there
that
was one that was a Sith.
According
I think it was a
to
Sith.
the interwebs, there's still no official name for the Yoda species.
really.
Yeah.
That's bullshit because I've seen it in the Star Wars books.
What the fuck? Did
Not
they
that I
call
own
them?
any. It's just I've spent a lot of time in Books a Million, which I miss.
Yeah, no, like basically they've not been named in any official media, canonically or otherwise. Yeah.
There's YouTube videos on it too.
There was it started with a fucking W. I could have swore that's what it was.
For argument's sake, we'll call him
Coop, what's up, man?
What up?
Maybe not. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. But there was multiple of the species though. You got to see two of them during the.
Yeah, Yaddle is the other one that appeared in the movies, but that's it. After that,
And
they
ETs.
Yeah, an ET's thing. But George Lucas just did that because he was friends with Steven Spielberg.
Yeah.
Don't you take that away.
I'll take all of it away.
It makes fucking ET and
Star Wars, in the same universe. Yeah. Well, I mean, it does say long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Coop says, "Sorry, guys, still feel like crap. So here in spirit, no worries, dude. Honestly, I would rather you just fucking feel better, man." Yoda was the height of the issue. Yoda was the height of what the issue was with the Jedi Order. To be honest, kill the tribe of sand people. Anakin has. Well, watch more strippers. We must. Entire order was doomed to hubris. Yeah, that's true. That is how Sidious took over. He just played on the council's hubris.
Yeah. The self-righteousness. That's why I'm like, as a child, I thought the Jedis were cool because the way they were painted in the original trilogy,
movies,
and then the prequels, is that it was a cut and dry good guy, bad guy. But the older you get,
you realize how ignorant the Jedi were.
Yep, you start to see the holes in their theory and the just blatant disregard for common sense towards things. And they let a douchebag from Naboo ruin the whole galaxy.
Yeah.
And the Jedi Council is supposed to be in tune with everything. Then how in the fuck did one of their masters go rogue, go to a fucking aqua planet with the fucking long neck bitch having motherfuckers, and commission a fucking clone army? Not once did they go, they can feel a disturbance in the Force halfway across the fucking galaxy, out the outer rim. Like, I can feel their presence. But you can't feel 10 million motherfuckers. Like, it's a copy of a fucking dude.
I think it's because they weren't Force sensitive, so they couldn't detect them. Because Jedi can normally detect Force sensitivity. And obviously, like a army of that scale would have been detected if they were all Force or it had the chance of being Force sensitive. But they kind of brought this up in the Bad Batch series because they weren't able to because basically the DNA and all that stuff breaks down eventually, because they age faster. But after Jango Fett was killed, that's where the problem was, because the whole genetic thing, they had to keep replacing samples with Jango because every time they copied it, they basically degraded it.
Well, it's like a movie copy. Michael
Excuse me?
Keaton made a movie that explains this theory perfectly. It's called Multiplicity. You ever get a chance, watch it.
I've seen Multiplicity. I love that movie.
Construction worker, he's the foreman. He's being dragged in two different directions, right? He loves what he does. He loves his job, but he loves his family. Unfortunately, he goes to putting his job a little too ahead of his family. He's at a genetics lab. Guy strikes a deal with him, clones him, doesn't even charge him. Gets a clone, and this clone's like the rugged, manly type. Like, Chief, I'll handle the work. You go home, relax.
I could have swore there was.
She
called Multiplicity.
She touched my pee-pee, Steve.
Yes, I'm getting to that. So he goes back because he wants more time to himself, and he knows his wife needs time with him. So he's like, all right, Doc, I need another clone. Help me out. So this clone took on a more, like, sensitive side. I don't want to say feminine because that's not what it is. It's sensitive. Like, more into the cooking, more into the, like, let's talk and express ourselves verbally.
Mm-hmm.
Emotions.
So he could go play golf and relax. Well, the two clones were getting a little stressed out, so they decided to go clone themselves and came out with like the clone. And they explained it best when they said, you know how you make a copy of a copy and then you keep copying it and it just gets a little smudgier each time?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of what happened. While he's stuffing a slice of pizza in a wallet. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what was happening in the Bad Batch show. Because basically, because they couldn't get fresh sources of DNA, I don't know why. I don't know why not. They could have just deep freezed his fucking body.
Yeah.
And
I don't know how you guys feel about it, but as far as Disney and their mini series that they do, like The Mandalorian, I thought was pretty cool. I haven't seen the Boba Fett thing yet, but I watched the Clone Wars, right? On Disney XD.
mm-hmm.
I watched those. I thought they were pretty cool. I liked it. I liked how it kind of told the story of what was happening through that. And then, like, anyways, they're little mini series and they're cartoons, The Bad Batch and The Rebels and Clone Wars, I thought was pretty cool, right? But when you make a cinematic about it, that to me is more concreted canon on the story, and Disney's kind of just scraping the sides of the barrels right now, trying to just squeeze every dime that they can out of it, and I can't stand it. It angers me to my core because the way Luke Skywalker was in the original trilogy was a noble warrior, right? Just for lack of a better term, he was noble in his quest. And then the newer ones come out and just turned him into a crotchety old fuck that gave up. He gave up. Luke Skywalker doesn't fucking give up.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He ruined it.
Yeah.
Ruined.
Yeah, they basically try. I think what they try to do is they try to give Luke his own version of Order 66, but it just didn't turn out good.
Okay, it probably looked cool on
Look,
paper.
man, if you really wanted to do something good about this series, what they should have done is totally went away from the whole damn Jedi damn lost Jedi shit. What they should have done is they should have started off with the rebels who had won the war, and then you had the Empire that was still in shambles. You start from there. You start that all up, okay, where the First Order starts becoming the First Order. What you do is you show the backstory of these guys gaining power and grabbing these people and training them and everything else, and you give the backstory of them. Okay, that way now you see from the other side versus we've had 9 episodes of the one side. Not saying that it would do good. I would think it'd be better than what we had. If we had like a backstory of how the First Order came about instead of having the fucking cop out having goddamn what's his face Palpatine show up. Come on, man. You could have done something so much better. And here's the thing. You're telling me there's only one Sith Lord?
There's always
Last
two
time I
Sith.
checked, there was a ton of them motherfuckers around. They may not be out there in the open, but there's a lot of them around. So I don't get it. You had the Jedi who were running rampant in the prequels. They're all over the place, but you only had one Sith Lord. This makes no sense.
I'm with you on that.
It's
the
actually
Sith
really
an entire nation.
Yeah, it's actually really funny though because of Palpatine destroying the Jedi Order, it essentially became a rule of 2 for the Jedi too. Like basically now anytime there's any more than 2 Jedi, something happens and fucks it all up. Driven says another issue with the original trilogy versus Disney. The heroes were noble but flawed. Luke had to overcome his anger, the tree, and become level-headed, rushing to confront Vader. The heroes in Disney trilogy didn't have to overcome personal flaws or conflicts. It was only external conflicts. Yeah, exactly. Like
it's because that's what the social justice warriors wanted.
Plus
it's all about the
women being stronger than men.
No, it's not that. It's all about
we have a female character. She is strong.
So it's just
that goes back to what I was saying, Leia, right? Nobody needed to have that force down their fucking gullet. Like everybody knew Leia was a badass.
Oh yeah.
You don't have to like put in dialogue where she threatens all the boys. No, that's fucking stupid. That's fucking stupid. Everybody knew Leia was a fucking badass. Like Han wouldn't fuck with Leia. Obviously, right?
Yeah, but plus one thing that really pissed me off
issue.
Well, what Rey didn't have any fucking issues. She had nothing to overcome. Like basically she's just like, who's gonna train me now?
No, she had to overcome being nameless.
Look, first of all, you're telling me Kylo Ren, who is being trained by fucking Luke Skywalker, who is probably the best lightsaber fighter in the universe at this time. He goes dark. He's getting taught by Snoke how to use the dark side. And you got Rey, who literally just picks up a fucking lightsaber. And I don't want to hear the Palpatine blood bullshit, but automatically she's a fucking badass she basically puts Kylo Ren in a stalemate.
Actually, to go on that point with the Palpatine bloodline, Palpatine hated lightsaber dueling. He fucking hated it with a passion.
But that's why everyone's like, oh, it's because she had Palpatine blood. That's the reason why she know how to fight with a lightsaber. I'm like, motherfucker, always use the Force lightning. That's what he used.
Anakin was a badass lightsaber.
Oh yeah,
duelist.
Yes.
Don't believe me? Ask any of the youngins that lived through Order 66. That's right. You can't because they're all fucking dead.
I mean, shit, he did all that one-handed.
Oh, single-handedly. So, but look at Anakin and then Luke, right? Anakin was a badass, right? Midichlorians through the fucking roof, which I don't think they ever brought that up again after the Phantom Menace, which that was like a major part of the fucking movie. And
that was kind of weird how they go like, here, let me test his blood. Yeah, the midichlorians are off the charts. I'm like, I didn't know there was a way to measure force sensitivity.
Yeah.
You know?
But, okay. But here's the thing. So Anakin, being a bad motherfucker with a saber, right? Fathered 2 Chirins, right? Luke and the Leia. Leia
Both of them
gets
force sensitive.
yeah. Luke, it shows him having to train with a lightsaber and hone his force abilities. So the whole blood right fucking argument out the goddamn window.
Mhm.
It makes it,
Plus, he didn't really become much stronger in the Force until after he fought Vader in Episode 6.
Yeah.
That one.
But okay, so Driven just said another thing that demonstrated how awesome Leia was, and A New Hope when Vader himself said, "Yeah, she hasn't given up shit yet," but now in the new stuff they force it down your throat. Of see how cool they are.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because Leia was being tortured.
Yeah, she was given a fucking truth serum and still lied to him.
Yeah.
And still told him, fuck you.
Yeah.
Like, there is no, like, you didn't need it force fed down your goddamn throat. That's the worst part about this political correctness agenda, right?
Yeah.
Like, no one cares what species or race or hair color, fucking eye color the goddamn hero is.
Our gender.
Sex, whatever.
No one
Gender.
cares. No one cares
Nobody-
about their gender or race or creed. You know, it goes back to like people were like, "Well, there was no real feminine, like strong feminine heroes." I was like, "Hold on, have y'all not seen Aliens yet?
Xena?
Have y'all not seen Aliens yet? That fucking spawned of what 6 movies?
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
Halloween.
Halloween.
Alien.
Yeah.
Xena. Wonder
Yeah.
Woman.
You know, it's funny to me because like,
what's the one with the 3 witch sisters?
oh, you're talking
Charmed.
about
Charmed.
No, I thought you were talking about fucking Hocus Pocus.
Hocus Pocus. There's so many of them out there. There's 6 right off the top of my fucking head. With strong female characters. Like, it doesn't matter what
I come
fucking
from
plumbing they have. If
farmers.
it's an innie or an outie.
Blue Devil the crops.
In regards to the bloodline thing, terrible. I come from a long line of farmers. I grew.
But it comes down to the fact like,
yeah, what the fuck? Yeah.
you know, and I think that like I don't know if Hollywood's starting to catch on, but a lot of people are just starting to get done with the wokeness in all the movies and TV shows.
Well, because they fucking plummet. Like they.
I've been watching we've watched Hawkeye. I haven't finished it, but we watched a good bit of it. I know a lot of people were like upset about Kate Bishop, but Kate Bishop was the next Hawkeye. She was trained by Hawkeye. She became Hawkeye too. So I understood where they were going with that, and I thought she did a great. The actress was Jerry Seinfeld's daughter. I forget her name. She's
Really?
she's the main one in it. I thought she did a good job. I thought she was a great Kate Bishop. But people were like, yeah, she's overdoing it. I'm like, I don't think so. She's just a fanboy of Hawkeye. She just she wants to learn how to do what he does. And she's just picking up on it because naturally she's gifted, just like Hawkeye was. So
yeah, and plus, like when it comes to like movies and stuff like that, like if you want strong female characters and stuff like that, look at like J-Lo and Enough and stuff like that. Like, you know, she came from a abusive marriage and stuff like that, and then she just learned how to take care of herself and beat the shit out of him.
Beat the shit out of him. I don't know one person that was rooting against her in that movie, right? I mean, come on, man.
All right, so me and Tom, me and Thor, we were really big into wrestling when we were kids.
Who wasn't?
Huge into it, right? So we are the product of Generation X. Generation X, in my opinion, killed a lot of that bullshit of like boys are stronger and all the other political bullshit, right?
Mm-hmm.
All arguments of boys being stronger than girls and that all the other bullshit that goes with it got thrown out the fucking window when the ninth wonder of the world,
oh yeah,
the one only China, showed
China.
up in the WWF at the time, now WWE. Fucking She-Hulk.
Yeah.
Dude, tossing guys out the fucking ring.
Oh yeah, and the funny thing is, she wasn't even supposed to be a major card thing. She was just supposed to be Triple H's enforcer / bodyguard and stuff like that. But people got really interested in her because they never seen a woman that big in wrestling before. And then she started wrestling the men, first woman to compete in the Royal Rumble and everything like that. But
So,
it's kind of
with
funny though,
her-
because go ahead.
Well, I'm sorry. I was going to say, with her breaking all the boundaries, when we were kids, set the fucking stage and set the tone for the next 10 to 20 years, right?
Yeah, but the problem is with the way wrestling is going, though. Like now, it's kind of doing a reversion where they want it, but you know, it's like during the Attitude Era and right before the PG era in wrestling, when it was like all the bra and panty matches and women that really didn't, like Tori Wilson types that didn't really know how to wrestle. But then they had some people like Lita and Trish Stratus that could wrestle and they were good at it. But nowadays, like I haven't watched wrestling in years though, and all that stuff. But the problem is, like, a lot of the people I keep seeing, they mostly just their faces. That's it.
Yeah.
Like
Well-
I mean, they're talented in their own right. Don't get me wrong. Like it takes a lot to be able to get on a WWE, but some of them, I don't remember her last name, but like this evil woman, she literally was just put on there because she was hot. Because everybody that worked with her said she is a fucking terrible wrestler. She even went on sabbatical for like a year, came back, and was still as bad because she didn't know how to fucking wrestle.
Are you talking about Sable?
No, not Sable. No.
Okay,
Eva Marie or something like that.
Yeah,
Basically, she.
So
Brock Lesnar's wife.
There's three women that comes to mind in the wrestling world that will be forever the greatest for multiple generations to come. That's China, Trish Stratus, and Lita.
Trish Stratus, man. Oh my
because
god.
not only were they hard workers, right? But they fit the female role. Like you had like the tomboy with Lita, right? Attractive, and yet like would throw hands like a dude. Then you had
she would do the crazy shit like Jeff would. Like women weren't doing
aerial attacks,
moonsaults and all that other shit.
Yeah.
Like Lita was the first woman to start doing that stuff.
Yeah.
Trish Stratus started doing it too. And Trish Stratus was the more refined kind of Barbie type. So it gave hope to the girls that liked to be tomboys and girls that were more prim and proper. And then you had the other girls, the straight fucking gym rat beasts. China.
Yeah.
Like,
see, it's actually really funny though, because like all of them had their own style. Like China was a powerhouse. Trish Stratus was very technical, and then Lita was the high flyer type.
Yeah. So with those three right there in our childhood, like it destroyed all walls pertaining to like in the TV show Xena, right? With the fucking metal frisbee thing. Total fucking badass. Total badass. And not every episode was about women's fucking rights.
Yeah.
There's just a badass doing badass shit. And I fucking watched all them episodes. That and Hercules.
Tori Wilson was another one too. Oh.
So to kind of go back to the Star Wars thing, this comment that Driven made makes absolute fucking sense for that last movie.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you on that. What do we call him?
Driven?
Not Blade. Driven?
Yeah. That's what I've known Driven for almost 10 years now. I know his real name, but like I've just been calling him Driven Eric. Oh, sorry, Eric.
Doesn't look like Eric.
I don't know what he looks like. I don't know what he looks like. I've never seen his face.
Anyways, Driven. I'm in total agreement with you. They did that. That was like a final grab at like.
Well, the thing is like
They-
after the last Jedi, it literally just like what few fans they had left after Force Awakens, after they killed Han Solo. Because I mean, I'm not gonna lie, dude. Like I
killed
called
it
it
for me.
halfway through the movie when he's never used Chewbacca's fucking
Bowcaster.
bowcaster, never. And he goes, "Let me see that real quick." And he shot. As soon as he shot that damn thing, I was like, "They're gonna fucking." I knew it. I called it right there. I was like, "They're gonna fucking kill his ass. They're gonna kill him because
Murder.
he's never had to use it. He never wanted to use it. He had his own fucking blaster. So oh man, it still pisses me off, man. Fucking Kylo Ren's crybaby ass.
Yeah.
Fucking piece of
Only
shit.
for him, he killed his papa. Only to turn around and go, I don't want to be a Sith anymore. Man.
Man. And how? When did fucking the healing shit start? But like what? Like serious? Yeah, this right here.
No,
This right here.
Dylan.
This right here. Yeah. Never used the
Yeah.
motherfucker until now. I knew right there
Yep.
at that moment, that was it.
Yep, same.
I knew right at that moment. I was like, they're going to kill his ass off. I don't know how they're going to do it, but they're going to kill him off.
Yeah. The way I feel that they storyboarded this is almost the same way Family Guy storyboards their episodes.
I think what it came down to, they're like, hey, what can we do to get rid of the old fan base, completely scrub everything they love, and then shove down new objectives? Which, look, if they would have just had them as like generals and then teaching the newer comers coming, what they do and how they do it, only just to help them out, that would have been fine. You didn't have to go through all that shit. You really didn't have to do any of that, but yet
no,
they did it.
Yeah, and I'm just going to the whole EA thing.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Oh man.
Oh.
And the fight.
Shitty writing, man. You could have done so much. He could have had a more honorable death than that shit, right? Like, just come on,
So
man.
much more honorable.
He could have. I mean, what? Like, at the end, like if he flew the Minion Falcon.
They did it to the classics.
Yeah, I mean, Chewie did try to kill him.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, I guess that's the reason why he wasn't able to fight Rey and Finn. And look, I was all for. I thought Finn was going to pick up the lightsaber and start learning the way of the Jedi's too. But that's the only time you really get to see him use the saber.
Fun fact.
Bitch.
So you know that thing in Episode 9 that he kept trying to talk to Rey about?
Yeah.
He thinks he was Force sensitive because he was starting to feeling the Force and shit like that over the course of the movies. But they decided to keep, like, basically you have to read the novelization of the movie in order to figure out what the fuck he was actually trying to tell her. Because basically if you have a question about Episode 9, it's because it's in the book. That's why it never got answered.
I ain't gonna read the book.
Disney continues to ruin everything. Disney used to be a magical thing.
Well, that's the funny thing, though. It's like you can look at Disney the same way we look at Star Wars. Like when we're kids, we're like, oh, Jedi, they're always so cool. They're always the good guys. But then when you get older, you're like, these guys are so fucking full of themselves. And it's the same thing with Disney. It's like, wow, this is great. But then when you get older, you're like,
what a bunch of cocks.
One property that they own that had diversity across the board. You can name whatever they had it. Marvel. When they acquired Marvel was already diversified as fuck. Like,
and I'm waiting for them.
There's plenty of comic books. They started already with just making nonsensical fucking movies. Like, what was it? The Essentials? No, what those? The dickheads? No, the fucktards. Yeah, the Eternals. That's the one. No. Who? Raise your hand. You read at least 5 books from the Eternals.
I've never read the Eternals. I had no idea who they were.
I've read 3. That's it. And I got those 3 out of a fucking
Or
box of
one thing
comic
they
books I bought from
did,
Yard.
one thing they did that extremely pissed me off was in Civil War II is when they killed Bruce Banner. And the reason why he didn't Hulk out is because before that he transferred the Hulk power to another scientist named Amadeus Cho, and he became the totally awesome Hulk. And I shit you not, that is the name of the comic because I saw it in the store and I'm like, this is fucking stupid. That's when I started losing complete faith in Marvel.
Look, there was what Planet Hulk was fucking. I don't know if y'all ever read the.
I read the book and I saw the animated movie they made.
Oh
The
god,
animation
animated
movie's
was
pretty
good.
close to it, you know. Dude, that was fucking awesome. World Breaker Hulk was a fucking awesome.
That's a
read.
movie they are never going to have the balls to make.
Yeah, because they just wouldn't be able to do it.
Yeah, because it's like
They're
Doctor
too busy
Strange. Well, no, because at that point,
recreating.
Doctor Strange can't even beat him. And
Yeah.
at some point in the comic, Ghost Rider shows up because I think Ghost Rider will be like, no, he's doing all this evil shit. Ghost Rider can stop him with his penance stare. Ghost Rider goes up to him and he's like, no. He's justified in what he's doing. You guys fucking killed his family.
Yeah. Y'all fucked up. He's
dude, John Wick Hulk.
John Wick Hulk.
Well, I mean, the fact that he nearly ripped the planet in half by like trying to rip and open Manhattan was pretty funny.
Yeah, that's a bad motherfucker, man.
Disney won't do that because
they won't.
Busy destroying their classics.
Well, it's like, so Dylan, me and you started working when Captain Marvel came out, right?
Before that,
I was so excited for Captain Marvel.
I'll even say this: like, you and me started working together before Aquaman came out.
Okay, yeah, So I was so excited for Captain Marvel to come out because Captain Marvel was a badass. Anyways, I mean, Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel, whatever you want.
They're two separate characters.
Same people though.
Yeah,
but
they had to because Miss Marvel didn't fit the bill with Disney.
Yeah.
Until they came out with Miss Marvel.
Yeah, exactly. So for me, like when they had Captain Marvel come up, I was like, because Miss Marvel was first, she became Captain Marvel afterwards. But the thing was, like, I was so excited for it, and then I went to the movie theaters. I spent my $25 to go see a fucking movie. Sat down and watched it, and I was like, this is not Captain Marvel at all. This is not what she's like at all.
Yeah.
I didn't like Brie Larson's acting in it. It was just.
No,
I've been so disappointed.
Captain Marvel, to me, her character was very two-dimensional.
She's very bitchy, and Miss Marvel was never really bitchy anyway. She was a very understanding character, but they made her like a. Yeah, like you said, two-dimensional is the best way of putting it. She's just very blocky. She didn't have any.
And it's actually really funny though because in Endgame, like you notice, like when before Endgame came out, people were going to say Captain Marvel's the reason why they beat Thanos, but it's like when Endgame came out, Thanos nearly fucking killed her.
Yeah, well, because I think that's what they were trying to. They were trying to pass the mantle off on her, and then they realized after the Captain Marvel movie that they made had such a resounding putrid taste in people's mouth. They're like, yeah, we can't give it to Brie Larson. We can't do that at all. It just.
Have you guys seen the meme where it's like the comic book, right? Here she is from the front, and in the back, just like, wow.
Yeah.
And then they had Brie Larson walk up, and they're like, "What's this? Why does it do this? Why is it straight up?"
Funny thing about that.
There's no boom.
So just, I don't know if y'all knew this or not. They actually hired a butt model for her in the movie. They had to because she didn't have the curves for it. They literally had to. They hired a butt model to fill out the suit.
They didn't for Scarlett Johansson.
No, Brie Larson does not have a very figurative body, if that makes any sense.
See,
And
and
I'm not
Scarlett
saying Brie Larson's a
Johansson,
bad actor. She's done some great movies and she's done some great acting. I'm not saying she isn't.
Yeah, but I
she's
think when she got the role of Captain Marvel,
dog shit.
she had some kind of fucking non-existent power trip.
yeah, I think so too. I really do. I mean,
Yeah.
just
But
wasted
Scarlett
potential, man.
Johansson made a perfect Black Widow.
Black Widow.
Yeah,
Perfect. She had the charisma, she had the attitude, she had the self-resentment that Black Widow has.
Yeah, just unfortunately, she cannot do better than Avengers movies. I saw Black Widow. I watched about half of it. I'm like, I'm done. This movie's fucking boring.
That was another one that Disney ruined, and because when I watched it, it was all just a female pro homosexual, like that was the main focus of it. Not the story, not the characters, not the essence of what it is. Like they're like, nope, we want everybody to be okay with gays. And everybody's going, we are. Why are you forced? Like bills have been passed. People can get married to basically whoever they want.
Yep.
Except for family members. That's still illegal, but I'm sure they'll find a way to make that.
Pretty sure there's at least 1 or 2 states out there that'll let you marry your first cousin.
Alabama.
Yeah.
Alabama. Up until 2012, Georgia, the state of Georgia, where I am, still did blood testing when you went to go get your marriage license to make sure that you were further than 3 cousins away.
That's funny.
That was a thing because there's so many of these small towns out here that haven't seen like outsiders since the fucking 50s, before they built the fucking interstates. Because a lot of the biggest U.S. roads are right here in Georgia. Like US 82 runs from Brunswick, Georgia, which is on the coast, literally all the way to California.
Yeah.
It's massive.
Yeah.
But I cannot stand the political correctness agenda. Like, I thought we were getting to where like there wasn't hatred anymore. Am I wrong? Like, I mean, dude, like even in wrestling, like we had female champions. We had, like people of different skin tones were champions. Like we were getting past it, and now, like, I don't know if it's just a group of like communists or whatever that have infiltrated Disney and all the other film studios, because it's everywhere now. That seems to be the main focus, and it's not the storyline. The storyline is what I paid money to see.
Well, it just goes back to the writing. What can we do to bring in an audience?
Yeah, and right now, yeah,
we can do that by being a social justice warrior for these advocates, and so I love Black Panther. Let me just say that before I go
strongest.
off on this. But
dude, Black Panther has got to be the strongest.
I thought Black Panther was good
in the Marvel universe.
But he was when that came out, everyone's like, Black Panther, the first black superhero on TV. I'm like, no.
Blade
was. And people were like, no, Blade's not part of Marvel. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, he is.
No, he's not. They didn't even have Blade. What are you talking about? With Blade training with Wesley? Yeah, that's a Marvel character.
Yeah, it's like if you watch the opening credits, it says in association with Marvel Comics.
And then they go, well, you can't name another one other than I was like, Blank Man. Blank Man. You know, that superhero comedy that had the Wayans brothers in it. Blank Man.
And then, I mean, shit. I mean, like, even other media, fucking Static Shock when that show came out. That was a fucking groundbreaking show.
Shit. Oh my god, I thought
Yeah,
that.
nobody fucking
Dude,
cared if Virgil was black or whatever. And it's like, it was a
it
show
was a
that
dope
dealt with
show.
real fucking issues, and
Yep.
he was a fucking cool character.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
Like
fucking
the
dope
one,
shit.
I think there was one
Like-
episode where his best friend was started using drugs and shit.
Yeah. Dude,
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you how many times I'd walk through the house with the socks on the carpet
Yeah.
and like pretending to be static shock and just like going up to my sister and like, pow! Ah!
Yeah, dude, I thought that was fucking cool. You know, like
Yeah.
him being able to use the electricity to fly around and shit. And then his friend, you know, and plus, not to mention, they dealt with like some real world shit. Like at one point, one of the villains, I think it was Rubber Band Man or something like that, had to help them defuse a bomb or something. But the problem was he was dyslexic, so they were trying to help him out. And then at the end of the episode, they're like, you know. But then at the end of the episode, they're like, all the, like, if you, but no. This is what I liked about that episode in particular, because at the end of the episode, they talk about, you know, you don't have to be ashamed for being dyslexic. Like, there were some great minds out there that were dyslexic, like Einstein and other people. It's like, you can have problems and still be a great person. And that's the kind of shit that I really wish stayed in movies and TV shows nowadays.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man. Like I said,
Most definitely.
I thought Black Panther was good, and I thought it was okay. I was kind of lackluster because everyone was telling me how great a movie was. So when I went and seen it in theaters, I was kind of let down. But it was a good movie. It was a good time.
It's kind of like when I got you to watch the Boondock Saints for the first time. I told you nothing about it other than you need to watch it. You're like, I don't know. I said it's got Norman Reedus and Tom Flannery in it.
Sean Patrick Flannery.
Sean Patrick Flannery, that's the one. And you're like, okay, I like Norman Reedus. Okay, I'll check it out. Like a week later, I get a phone call, and you're fucking quoting the movie to me.
I watched that movie. And I judge movies on how many times I can sit down and watch it. And how many times I can watch it, meaning like...
YOLO.
Reinhardt, what's up, man?
If I can sit down and watch a movie more than 10 times and still see something new or see something that makes go, I fucking like that. I'm good with it, you know? And there haven't been really that many movies here lately that's came out where I was like, okay, I liked it. Spider-Man. I absolutely despised a couple of things they did in Spider-Man No Way Home. Will I watch it again? Yeah. I'll watch it again because I'm pretty sure I missed a couple of things, you know, that are in the background or something of that nature. But it just didn't beat the first Spider-Man in my opinion. It was good. It was
Now, when you say first, you mean Tom Holland's first Spider-Man movie?
No, I mean
Tobey Maguire. See, now I love the first Spider-Man movie, but 2 will always be my favorite.
Yeah, 2 was good. 2 was good. I'm not gonna lie.
Especially
because
was good. Like they basically, because the fact that he lost his powers because he couldn't deal with his shit, but then when he finally got the confidence he needed for stuff, that's when he got all of his powers back.
Yeah. Yep. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back.
My back.
My back.
I've been doing pretty good, Reinhardt. But yeah, welcome in. This is a new thing I do. I don't know if you were here for last week's episode, but it's called the Angry Pub Podcast. So we're talking about Microsoft buying. Yes, that was actually the first topic, and we can actually come back to that a little bit.
We didn't do that too much. Really,
no, we didn't. No, once we got on the Star Wars, we were fucking gone. But no, we can actually go back to the Microsoft Blizzard thing. See, here's the thing: is Microsoft is now inheriting Blizzard's sexual harassment problem.
Yes.
No, they're not. Blizzard, because it is Blizzard, right? That
Blizzard's
in a huge lawsuit with California.
It was Activision really has a lawsuit against them.
Activision, okay. All of that is being tossed out the window because there's a new parent company. So Activision currently,
is what they're doing.
when they sell everything off, right? They have to use the money from that to pay the fine to the state of California. This is their way of getting out of trouble and letting another company come in. It doesn't say if it's 100%, 10%, 50 or any of that, right?
Yeah.
It just says they're buying the company.
Yeah, well, maybe not in a legal sense or a financial sense, but the fact that the damage has already been done to Blizzard's reputation. Now, unless Microsoft
What did Blizzard
does
do? Fill me in, because
basically a lot. They found out a lot of creators and team leaders and stuff like that were sexually harassing people in the office.
Yeah,
and the problem is that for the longest time, those people I think one of the guys was the former president of Blizzard that just left not too long ago. And then the whole China thing. It's because Blizzard banned basically because there was a Chinese national that played Hearthstone and won a tournament because he spoke out against the political issues that were happening in China. Blizzard banned him, took his prize money away, and all that shit, and people were just completely pissed. But there's one side to it, and there's another side. There's a side that it's fucked up because Blizzard is basically trying to silence him for speaking out against issues in his country, but at the same time, he might have had a contract that says you can't be doing shit like this while you're competing.
Yeah, it's a double-edged sword, man.
Yeah.
Because if you're given a platform to speak out against the tyranny,
alleged gender-based discrimination and harassment, primarily at Blizzard Entertainment, one of the company's major studios, the developer of World of blah blah blah. Things we know: President J. Allen Brack stepped down as a result of the lawsuit, replaced by tandem of Mike Yebra and Jane O'Neill.
Yeah.
Okay, so he was like, "Hey, girl, you want to raise? You can get on his dick."
Basically.
I'm not one to judge. Hey, dude, you want that raise? You gotta get on his dick.
Yeah. Well, it's also not just that. It's also people that, Overwatch is slowly dying because of that. Because one of the team members that worked on Overwatch was one of those people doing the harassment shit. Like, I don't know if you heard about it, but the character McCree, he got renamed because he was named after the guy that was doing the sexual harassment shit. Like, that's why they renamed him to Cassidy or something like
Driven.
In addition to the ongoing suit with California's Department of Fair Employment and Housing, the U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission launched actions against Activision and Blizzard in late September. Almost immediately, Blizzard revealed it had settled the case for $18 million.
Yeah.
So is it that they were only hiring nerds?
I think
and regular people couldn't get a job?
Well, I mean, with Blizzard, you have to know what you're doing. I mean, it's Blizzard. They're not going to there's basically no entry-level jobs at Blizzard except fucking secretaries.
See, I've always liked Blizzard's shit because it's always been unique. Like, from Age of Empires and StarCraft.
Yeah.
Like, StarCraft. Dude, that consumed my world with Windows 95. You had to have Windows 95 to be able to play Star Wars. And then the expansion pack came out. Star Wars Brood War. Fuck, the storyline in that thing was so intense. Between Jim Raynor and fucking Kerrigan. Oh.
A StarCraft MMO would be interesting, but the problem is they have so many assets put into...
No. Don't fucking ruin.
No. But that's what I'm saying, though. Like, because, Warcraft obviously started the same way as StarCraft did, but the problem is there's so many assets put into WoW, but at the same time, WoW is slowly dying, so they're not going to repeat
WoW is also... They've been around for
15 years plus.
Yeah, about that.
What destroyed
because
Blizzard was
Tom had just graduated high school, was in college when WoW came out, and he got into it through college.
I was hooked onto it, man. I used to take my laptop to class and play it in class.
Yeah, motherfucker about flunked because
World
of
of
WoW.
Warcraft's initial release date, November 23rd, 2004. So it's been out for nearly 20 years now.
Yeah.
18.
Oh god,
18 this
yeah.
year.
Fuck.
So I was 11 when this came out.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, because I graduated high school at 17 in 2010.
Dude, that was class of 07.
Yeah. We're getting older, Josh.
Fuck you.
I mean, I'm going to be 30 this year. So, I mean, how do you think I feel? It's like I'm not even going to be in my fucking 20s anymore. And yes, Reinhardt, we've been talking about different stuff tonight, which is good because, that's how I like it here. Basically, things that just piss us off. And that's why it's called the Angry Pub Podcast.
Yeah, because like there's so much. Just to me, a lot of it would be solved if we could go back to the way we were doing shit in the mid to late 90s when the political correctness agenda was
Baby represent.
fucking.
Hey, Scott. I don't know. Were you done streaming or were you all wrapped up? Let me check here. Yeah, you were all wrapped up. But I know I was watching. I hope you had a good
Gang.
Yes. Yes.
Old guys.
But yeah, man,
Oh,
how was your stream?
Motorcycle club. We're gonna call ourselves the Sons of Arthritis.
Yes. Just do it.
Yeah. All right.
It was either that or Purgatory Pigeons.
I don't think, like I said, I mean, there's obviously a lot of that's going on between Activision and Blizzard. They really had no choice.
Well, I'm glad Activision's being sold off. First off, because Activision has literally their so-called AAA massive games have been falling short.
Oh yeah, I mean,
every release.
In my opinion, like Modern Warfare kind of made me enjoy Call of Duty again, but Call of Duty's just been nothing but a fucking steep decline since Black Ops 2.
Yeah, agreed. One game that I would love, no, two games that I would love to see come back. Two games. First one is Medal of Honor. I loved Medal of Honor Warfighter. I don't know why it fucking tanked. I can't understand it.
I think it's because people were playing Call of Duty.
Well, yeah, but oh man, that one fucking hurt because one of my childhood heroes, Larry Vickers, worked with the development studio to help them understand. Now, Larry Vickers, for those that don't know, is a Delta operator. He's an older fella. Check out his YouTube page, Larry Vickers. Just look him up. He is, he is a gunsmithing god. Right. He knows his shit. I think he owns or is co-owner of Bravo Company, the big gun company. He also works firsthand with Wilson Combat on a lot of their custom builds. Like he has his own signature 1911 series through Wilson Combat. Like Larry Vickers knows his shit. And this is one of the things that blew my mind. Like Thor, being a gunsmith, didn't want to get into Medal of Honor Warfighter because he was into Call of Duty. Medal of Honor Warfighter had simulator realistic gunplay in the game. It was beautiful. The mechanics may have been, probably could have been smoothed out a little bit, but either way, that's one I wish would come back. The other one, I don't know if you guys remember this, but this game right here had all of us that did play it going out and buying the original PlayStation headset. US SOCOM Navy SEALs. I wish that would come back.
Yeah.
That was a phenomenal fucking game series.
I'm not gonna say that's not a bad idea, to be honest with you, but like Reinhardt said right here, Legend of Dragoons. That was my shit.
That would be a game where everybody would be fucking pre-ordering it.
That was my shit. I loved that game. It was a knockoff version of Final Fantasy, but the story was way better. I just loved it, man. It was great.
You know.
But SOCOM, I think they were talking about doing a remastered edition of SOCOM.
I'll probably be getting it.
Yeah, I don't give a shit if I gotta buy the SOCOM headset. I'll do the same thing too.
I'll buy the SOCOM headset.
Yeah.
Dude, and everybody that's ever played it knows that there was a deep-seated fucking hatred for one character in the game. Jester. That motherfucker always managed to walk right in front of your line of sight, right when you're about to get that fucking pow, and he'd fucking drop. And then you fail the mission because you killed one of your fucking teammates. Like, God damn it, Jester.
Badass game, man. It was a badass game.
I never played Legend of the Dragoon because I never, when I was growing up, my grandparents were really weird about what games I was allowed to have and stuff. But when I was old enough to start buying my own games, I was in Walgreens one day and I saw this game stick out to me, and it's called. It was this game right here, Legaia 2 Dual Saga. Now, I had never heard of it before, but I'm like, you know what? This game's cheap and it looks anime style, so like I'm gonna grab it. So there was an interesting mechanic in this game I have never seen in another game and still haven't. It's basically a turn-based game where the only way you could discover combos was literally putting in random inputs for the attack. So like up, down, left, right. And that was the only way you could discover combos. It was difficult, but when you discover like a secret art, it was fucking amazing. Cause like you'd find like there's one move called Roaring Fang. Like it's a 3-hit combo to start it, but then it does 9 extra hits. So I'm like, that's fucking cool as shit. And everybody got their own little summons. The main character used a fire dude, and then there was an earth person, and then the healer used water. And I loved that game. Unfortunately, I could never finish it because I had the attention span of a fucking, ant at the time, or a goldfish. And I just couldn't finish it. And even when I got older, I have a simulator of it, and I still couldn't finish it because of how long the game is. Because it's actually a pretty long fucking game.
Xenogears.
I never played Xenogears. Like, there's so many games I never got to play. Like, I never played Metal Gear. None of
Gauntlet
that. Tiger,
Legends.
what is up? What is up, man? How you doing? Welcome
Gauntlet.
to the Tiger Pit,
Gauntlet.
motherfuckers.
Gauntlet.
Thank you for subscribing for 8
Legend.
months, Tiger. You are a fucking legend in your own, man. You know what? Hold on.
Appreciate it, Tiger.
I keep telling you, like, he's a big PUBG player. He's actually really fucking good at it.
Really?
He was playing PUBG. Yeah, dude, I've seen him play. Yeah, and his wife got him an Xbox.
We need to get with this guy. And then
It is cross-plat. So I mean, if he's ever needing a squad, but yeah, I keep telling this man he needs a custom thing. What, you popping out?
Late for me.
All right,
so I'm gonna have to bow out of here.
All right,
everybody that joined in, I appreciate y'all. Welcome to the fucking shit show. There's so much more shit that pisses me the fuck off.
Well, we'll talk about that next week.
And there's so many more subjects to come up with. I appreciate everybody that had a comment to come in with, help fuel the fire and the fucking deep-seated hatred I have for Disney right now. But all of you guys, be safe, be careful.
All right, take it easy, Josh. Thanks for coming by, man.
See you, folks.
All right, but Yeah, no. So with Tiger, he had some good wins tonight. Nice. I keep telling him he needs to get a little sound, but like the "Welcome to the rice fields, motherfucker." I
Yeah.
keep telling him he needs to get "Welcome to the Tiger Pit, motherfucker."
Put the blue back too.
Does that bring back a good point about the Blizzak too? This may put MS above Sony. They're able to make more X-Bones. Well, see, here's the thing though. I have not been happy with a lot of Microsoft games lately. Like nothing Microsoft has made has really drawn my attention.
Yeah.
Stream Deck, yeah. Gotta get Yeah, no, it's just like I honestly have more confidence in Sony than I do in Microsoft. Like Sony has made some bad games. Like don't get me wrong, I'm not a complete Sony fanboy, but when it comes to games that make you think about like PlayStation, God of War, up until recently Kingdom Hearts, fucking even Final Fantasy.
Well, Final Fantasy, God of War. What was they had another game that was specifically for them too. I had a shit ton at one point, man.
I'm not hating on Microsoft. I'm just saying they aren't the best company around.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah,
fucking Blade.
Yeah, but between all the properties, what's Sony doing? We can resell Final Fantasy VII again for the 15th time. Yeah, that's true. I mean, yeah, they do live for Final Fantasy and stuff like that, but that's more Square than Sony because it gets released on all platforms now. So it's not really Sony at that point; it's Square. But Driven, if you want to pop in and get on this conversation, dude, let me know. I'll send you that info.
Yeah, man.
And we can talk about Lars McCox. Yeah. So, guys, So Driven brought up this point. So, okay. Also, if you guys don't know, Blade Solus, he was, his old name used to be Driven to Apathy. But I've always known him as Driven for nearly a decade. So, you know what? I'm just going to keep calling him Driven. I know, but I just had to put that out there because this guy changes his names more than I change socks. But anyway, I sent you the invite on Discord there, Driven. But so anyway, to get back to what I was talking about, he introduced us to because I've been wanting to play tabletop games like D&D and stuff like that for a long time now. Again, I should say. And Driven is offered to DM for us, and he brought up, hey, Thor likes Star Wars, right? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, well, there's this one called Star Wars Saga. And I'm like, go on. And I really want to play this as soon as fucking possible. And Tom has never played or Thor, I'm using people's names as I see fit. I don't give a fuck. I'm angry. Anyway. So Tom has never played a tabletop game like D&D before. So, he's, it's a whole new thing for him. But luckily, I'm not good with the whole numbers thing. That's why I'm leaving that up to Driven. But we came up with a backstory for him, and it's hilarious. And, I think we can talk about it here on the stream. He is trying to be a Mandalorian, like the show. Yeah. And his character's name is Lars McCox. And I decided to go Weeb Edgelord by making a Zabrak Sith named Strife. That's what I do. Oh, goody. Plus, it's actually good that Driven's going to pop in here too, because I ordered food and it's about to be here, so I have to step up in a minute. But yeah. I'm honestly very excited to start playing this because I love games like D&D because games don't let you really use imagination nowadays. Yes, there's character design and stuff like that, but everything in a video game is basically scripted, both with words and with coding. So no matter what happens, you're going to end up doing the same thing over and over again, no matter how many times you play it. It's like, I love KOTOR, but it's either, you kill Malik and be a good guy, kill Malik and be a bad guy, or kill Malcolm be a good guy. And okay, let's go ahead and get Driven in here. Or if you somehow unlock the secret ending, you don't have to kill Malik and you turn him back to the light. But that one's extremely hard to get because you have to know how to what to say and when and what to do. But the thing I've always liked about D&D and stuff like that is you can literally do whatever the fuck you want, and you just have to deal with the consequences later on.
Yeah.
All right.
Like my character, he's a dumpster baby, dropped off on the planet Kashyyyk.
Kashyyyk.
It's a rough life.
But yeah, no, it's a rough life. Drevin, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Perfectly. Are you using those razors to talk to us today?
I'm using those razors that you recommended, and because those Steel series, like I said, they had a sudden increase in velocity and a just as sudden stop involving a wall.
Nice. I love it.
That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna say I was angry, but yeah, I was a little fucked up.
You're here in the angry pub, so what makes you angry?
Everything. Fucking Disney, Activision, yeah.
Every
God,
time.
I can't even get started.
So, did you hear any of
anymore,
what was just said about Tom's character?
I got a tiny bit at the end about him calling himself a dumpster baby.
Tom, what is Lars McCock's backstory?
Lars McCox, he was dropped off. Well, he was a dumpster baby. He was actually dropped off through a trash removal carrier. He was dumped on the planet Kashyyyk. He was picked up by a Wookiee. The Wookiee also took him in and treated him like a slave and scarred up his face. And then a bounty hunter, Mandalorian bounty hunter, came to Kashyyyk for the bounty on the Wookiee that took me as the dumpster baby. He shoots and kills the Wookiee for the bounty. And then he picks me up, and then I'm starting to become a Mandalorian. So, yeah. He's training me. He trained me all the way up until the age of 27. So I'm out on my own now. So that's the backstory right now.
All right.
And I was covering, and my reason my name is Lars McCox is because I was wrapped in a actual, like a blanket or something like that had that name Lars McCox on it. And so that's what my name was.
All right. You know, I'm more ridiculous, but that's okay.
Yeah, I think it sounds good.
Okay, I'm back.
It's definitely workable.
Yeah, I thought that was a good one.
Yeah, because I was working with him on that narrative because I wanted to make sure it would be workable and everything like that, and something Tom would still like, because I didn't want to be like, those some of those DMs or people that are like, no, you got to be this person. No, you can't do that. I'm like, no, just let him do whatever he wants, and I'll just fine tune the details.
Either way, Lars McCox is here to talk shit up. I got a couple of ideas how I want to build this character. So,
yeah, I'm pretty excited.
What classes did you take?
He took a soldier.
Soldier, yep. And then I did a.
I have the notes right here.
Yeah, I got acute senses as my first actual talent I pick up, and then after that it would be.
That's a damn good one.
All right, so let me hold on. I can actually pull it up. No, Tom cared. All right, so to start off at level 2, he has the devastating attack with a rifle as his talent, and then as a feat, he has quick draw and precise shot.
Yeah.
I can't remember. Can humans take an extra talent at level 1, or was it just an extra bonus feat?
Extra bonus feat.
Okay, so he took quick draw and precise shot for that, but we did map it out a little bit. Eventually, he's going to grab acute senses and expert tracker because we looked at the prereqs for him to become a bounty hunter.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause he had to
What
get,
bonus feat did he take
yeah.
at level 2?
Oh yeah, shit. Oh, wait, I thought level 2 was.
Hold on.
Oh
Level
shit,
2 is a
we forgot
bonus
to get.
feat.
Oh boy, we forgot to get you a feat.
I got 2 of them. Does that count?
Oh wait a minute. So wait, then at level
Oh,
1, he's
God.
supposed to have 2 talents, then, doesn't he?
Level 1, he'll have 1 talent, but he'll have 2
Okay.
feats because he gets 1 for being a level 1 character. He gets a bonus 1 for being human, and then that is in addition to the starting feats he has as a level 1 soldier.
Mm-hmm.
And then at
Yeah.
level 2, you get a bonus feat for being a soldier.
So we forgot to give you a feat.
Oh no, I don't have feet. I need feet. I thought I had it on here. Why is it not pulling up on this Discord over here?
Yeah, I think the ladies were actually getting mad at us because we kept talking about D&D stuff when they wanted to play that villains game. So that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
What happened?
Oh, we went over to Dylan's place this weekend, and
Mm-hmm.
my wife and then
Shannon.
wanted to play the villains
Dis-
game my wife brought over.
Yeah, Disney Villains. It's a board game. It's actually kind of fun.
Once you figure it out. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god, we had to watch 2 YouTube videos to figure out how to fucking play it.
Well, we got it. We figured it out. Let's see. Where's
Yep, and I had the most broken character
Yeah, goddamn Maleficent's broken, bro.
because basically you have to you have your own set of objectives, and the other players can fuck with your board because every villain has their own personal board. And basically, my objective was the easiest one, and I had less shit hindering me, so I was able to win pretty easily.
Let's see.
It was amazing.
So it's kind of like taking Russia and Axis and Allies. It's just kind of hacks mode.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out where is it at.
So
79.
Driven, what is your biggest gripe with the Blizzak Microsoft merger?
The fact that Bobby Kodak's probably going to walk away with several hundreds of millions of dollars for being a piece-of human being.
That's right, because you was still a shareholder, right? He just stepped down from being president, right?
Yeah. I don't think that after the because right now he's on as an interim president, but once it's all put to ink and everything, I know he's out. They want nothing to do with him because the more that comes out about the whole fiasco, the bigger of a piece of shit he's revealed to be.
See, I honestly wouldn't be surprised that once it's all finalized and everything like that, everybody that was named in the lawsuit, if they weren't already, they're going to be fucking thrown out.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be around because one, this is Microsoft cleaning house. It's kind of like, well, one, we get a bunch of properties. Another reason that I think this could put a Microsoft on top of Sony is because a lot of prior properties that were seen as PlayStation's like exclusive, like Crash Bandicoot, that's now a Microsoft property.
Yeah, that's true. But Crash has been released on all platforms and all stuff now, so it's not really an exclusive anymore. That just depends on if Microsoft wants to make it an exclusive.
Well, one thing that Phil Spector, is it Spencer? No, Phil Spector is that's Warren Spector, but Phil Spencer was on record saying he wants to bring the gaming to everybody, which there's one of two things that's going to happen with this is that the Call of Duties and all of that is going to become a Microsoft exclusive, and they're going to use that because I hate to say it, but a lot of the people who enjoy Call of Duty are like the frat bros who just buy it because it's what all their friends buy.
Yeah.
I mean, you and Tom and everybody, you know that Call of Duty is shit now. But they don't care because that's what they... Yeah. that's all they know. And so if you spent your entire life eating like a shit sandwich, you're not going to complain about it because that's what you're accustomed to.
Yep.
And
Yeah, no,
I can see yeah.
No, go ahead. What do you see Microsoft
I was going
doing?
to say, like, that's why I see this potentially putting Microsoft in a position to finally threaten Sony. I mean, and I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say I'm a huge Sony fanboy, but there's no argument that Sony won the last generation of the console war.
Yeah.
PlayStation 4 trounced Xbox. But the problem is that Sony, in their short-sightedness, they want to get a bunch of people want the PS4. They can't get it.
Oh, you mean PS5?
Yeah, PS5. I'm sorry. Yeah, but like because right now I'd love to get a PS5, but I can't unless I want to get fucked by a scalper.
Yeah.
So if I wanted to get an Xbox, I can go down to Target and I can shell out like manufacturer suggested retail price, and I can walk home with it. And I'm not going to get screwed over by a GameStop bundle because that's the only way you can get a PlayStation 5 right now retail is if you decide to get $1,000 bundle that GameStop knows that you don't want because they know you're going to buy it because you want the damn console.
Yep. That's why I'm kind of watching the market and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, like I've said this many times, but I'm honestly waiting for Ragnarok and KOTOR to get release dates, and then I'm gonna try to get a PS5.
I would like to get a PS5 right now because of Elden Ring coming around the corner because I'm a huge Soulsborne fan. And admittedly, my PS4 is a little long in the tooth, and I would like to replace it with an upgrade as opposed to a lateral move where I buy another console that's probably going to be an obsolete in a couple of years.
Yeah.
I think that's what kind of held back Battlefield 2042, to be honest with you. Now that game's like just kind of shitty. I think they didn't want to push it out for just the new gens. They wanted to have the older gens to be able to run that. So I think that's also what kind of prevented them to fully kind of immerse you into that type of game style.
Yeah, because I can tell in that game that there's a lot being held back.
Yeah,
on that PS4.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Well,
man.
Even on PC though, it's broken.
Yeah, well,
that true. 2042 is so bad right now that all the cheat engine makers are like, yeah, we're not making cheat engines for this anymore. There's no money in it because no one cares about it. Yeah. If the cheaters are not making engines for your game, you done fucked up.
Yeah. I mean, shit, dude, when we first started playing that game, there was a glitch where once in a while on snipers, the fucking scope wouldn't zoom in all the way. You'd basically be sitting at, like, you'd be looking down the scope, but it would be like you looking at it in your normal view of first person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So DICE made a BF 2042, didn't they?
I believe so. Usually they
DICE property.
I will find out.
Okay, and yeah, they're I don't remember who they're a subsidiary of. Basically, I think what should have happened with 2042 is it suffered from cyberpunk syndrome.
Yeah,
people wanted it. People weren't willing to wait for it, and of course, it wasn't to the point of 2077 where it's like the developers were getting death threats of like, you didn't release this game, I'm gonna find your family. It's like, okay. How about you just be patient, let them make the best product they can, and so then you'll be happy as opposed to a rushed pile of horse shit that is unplayable. And then that's another thing that I think is another issue kind of on that subject is the sense of entitlement that gamers in general have.
Yeah.
is because
Yeah.
like no one can argue The Witcher 3 was fantastic. I mean, like it was not that game was pure art.
Mm-hmm.
So you said I can get up to I can get two more. I can get one more feat, right?
Yeah, you'll get one more feat for being a level 2 soldier because they get a bonus feat at level 2.
Well, then I'll probably just go with careful shot,
Got it.
which I would already have point blank shot. Which
You have
I'm
the
gonna
shot.
yeah. Okay, are you gonna go the elite soldier route? Or are you going the bounty hunter route?
Bounty hunter route is what I'm going with.
Okay, because if you're going elite soldier, martial arts 1 is an awesome feat.
Yeah, I was thinking about doing that as well, but I think I want to build up on the actual ability to use his blasters and everything else. I want him to be more of a range tracker kind of guy.
Fun Sport, what is up, dude? Thank you for coming in. And yeah,
Irish here is going to be the up close and personal guy.
Right.
I'm also the very angry guy. But yeah, Fun Sport, thank you for coming in, man. How you been, dude? It's been a hot minute since I've seen you. But yeah, that's kind of why I was glad you said you wanted to be basically a Mandalorian, because I knew you'd want to be a ranged person.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like I have like the way I have my character built a little bit is eventually I'm going to take Force Choke.
Yeah.
And honestly, it may pay off with you being ranged, because I plan on concentrating with that shit so I can just keep doing damage every turn.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, Fun Sports said, would rather wait a year or two on a game that is well made instead of a dev releasing something like No Man's Sky. Oh God, yeah. That game was a fucking dumpster fire when it came out.
But now No Man's Sky is like it's amazing.
It's an amazing game.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, when it came out, it was a fucking dumpster fire full of human hair. But those devs, they are the exception and not the rule. Because one of the reasons that No Man's Sky got fucked is because it was a tiny team, got thrown into the spotlight by Sony, and it's like there was just too much fame hoisted on them, and so they felt they're like, well, we got to deliver. We're the feature of this show, and they're not fucking Activision, or they're not fucking Respawn. It was literally a studio of like 20 people wanting to make the game they wanted.
Yeah.
And I have nothing but respect for them for how they turned it around at no cost.
Oh yeah, definitely. So Fun Sport, it's not D&D. It is it's kind of like it, but it's called Star Wars Saga. I don't know if we'll stream it. Maybe once we get more established with playing, because I've only played D&D. I've never played this before. Plus, Driven is going to
in space.
No, that careful shot sounds good, but the combat reflexes sound good too.
Well, a counter. What's your dex at, Tom?
We haven't done those yet.
You hadn't rolled yet.
I was leaving that to you, because basically I showed him the character sheet and I kind of gave him a little bit of a rundown on how stuff works. But I wanted to leave the numbers to you so that way you could help him build the character correctly.
Point by. We did.
No,
we said point by.
The story is going to be homebrew, but the content is real. Fun Sport, yeah, because it is a legit game, but we're not running any kind of particular written campaign, because basically from what Driven has said, he's going to be the DM. This takes place 50 years before episode 1.
Yeah, see, if my dexterity is at 15, I can do a total of 3 attacks. Put around. That's a lot.
It
I mean, I have a
but
dex
like,
of 16.
Yeah, every opportunity, every character is entitled to plus 2 more attacks because his dexterity plus 2 dexterity bonus.
Mhm.
If force troopers move through the character's threatened area, you can make attacks of an opportunity against of the 4 you still make attack opportunity on a single opponent. Yeah, so you may also make attacks opportunity while flat-footed.
I mean, honestly, if you could make 3 attacks from an opportunity of attack, I know you'd be sneaky as fuck.
Yeah.
Or just trying to have people attack me, and then you just sneak
Sit
up
back
on them.
and shoot 'em. Yeah. Sit back and shoot them.
Another feat you might want to look at if you're going more the
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say another feat if you're wanting to look at another good feat for ranged combat.
I was looking at that one. I was thinking about that one too. Yeah, strength 13 base attack bonus is 1.
Okay.
Take a -2 penalty in range attacks and roll attack roll to deal +1 die of damage. Yeah, see that's not bad either. That's actually really good. I don't know. I think that combat, like, I'm just thinking like what a Mandalorian would have, like.
Well, that's the thing. Mandalorians are good with, or at least decent ones are good with both ranged and melee combat.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't get a minigun at level 2. I'm sorry.
Fuck.
I know Driven would never allow that.
Damn it. So I'm going to be like stealthy.
We're going towards that.
Okay. So
Yeah,
I can't get one.
Yeah.
Eventually, sure.
I'm gonna get one.
I'm not saying you're never going to have one, but I am going to say you're not starting with one.
Damn it. See, martial arts one's not a bad one either, is it? Yeah. Damage dealt with on armor attack.
Yeah, no, I think this is going to be fun just because I get to try a new system out, and this is basically we're popping Tom's tabletop cherry.
Yeah. I've never played it, so I don't know anything about it. So I mean, I know what it is. I've seen it. I've just never had any knowledge of how to play this damn thing. So, oh, dude, I think I'm gonna stick with the range. I think I'm gonna stick with the range. I think if I do combat reflexes, I think that's gonna help us out more than I would get the rapid shot later on down the road. But combat reflexes would be good to have, I think.
So, what would actually be really funny though, Driven, if we were playing D&D, Tom would be a bard, but just constantly use vicious mockery.
Yes, I would.
Yeah,
I'd be trolling the shit out of them just consistently.
I mean, and there's nothing wrong with that,
dude.
He'd be the only bard in history to tell Tiamat, a vicious mockery, and Tiamat would actually be like, "Damn."
Y'all can go ahead and just leave now. Just I love it, man. Bards are badass, man. Also, I've been watching a guy explain on TikTok. All the classes, bards are fucking like the warrior that just can pretty much do whatever the fuck they want. What was it? They can be a good bard, they can be a bad bard, they can pretty much, they're proficient at everything and anything and nothing at the same time. Like, that's a pretty badass character if you really think of it.
Oh, and also, Tom, to put my comment into perspective, Tiamat is one of the hardest characters in the game to fucking fight.
Oh yeah,
she has 5 dragon heads, and each one of them do their own elemental attack.
Elemental attack this bitch. Just telling you, man. I'm not gonna lie, bards are badass. What little bit of every character I've heard of, bards is like one of those like, I like the bard, dude. I think the bard would be a good character because he can be a support too, a great support class.
I gotta show you that one YouTube video. Draven, you saw it. You remember that movie I sent you that you watched on the Gamers and the Darkness Rises? The bard in that movie. Basically in the movie, the guy played a bard, but because his character got killed so much, he had his staff writing character sheets up for him.
Nice.
So every time he got killed, yep. And basically just pick up where he left off with the bard. But then it was funny because in the movie, because his bard had been killed so much, he's like, oh, we got to avoid this.
Oh,
Oh, what are we going to do? Behind the wall of dead bards.
That's fucking great.
Oh, yeah. Eventually he gets killed by a reanimated chicken, too.
What?
Yeah, basically,
Oh.
a necromancer brought a roasted chicken to life and it killed the bard.
And that's fire.
Oh man. Yeah. Let's see. Put this.
What'd you say, Driven?
Oh, I was going to say another feat, Tom, burst fire.
Burst fire.
It's rapid shot's bigger cousin.
All right, so that's that there. So I have a character sheet there, and burst shot. Looks like. Let's see. Burst fire. Take -5 penalty on it. Auto fire attack, gain 2 dice. Damn. Okay.
You're giving him too many options, Driven. You're breaking him.
Well, that would be good because proficiency in heavy weapons.
Fun sport sounds fun, to be honest, or sounds awesome. To be honest, I'm kind of fed up with the normal 5e system, so I joined a homebrew thing. It is set in SAO setting when max level is 100, and you have 100 floors to clear to get. Nice, dude. That sounds like it'd be fucking fun. And I'm pretty sure there's some wiki or something like that out there that explains each floor and each floor boss. Because that would honestly be a pretty cool thing. I'm waiting for that to be turned into a video game too, like an actual SAO style game where you have, clearing 100, an MMO where you're clearing 100 floors in order to actually beat the game. Just without all the real life death. Oh, we lost Driven. You're a year into it and you're only on floors. That honestly sounds right. I mean, what in the show they were there for like 3 months and they barely got off floor 1. Hey, you are, Jordan.
Yeah, hold on just a sec.
You're good.
When using a ranged weapon in auto fire mode, you can fire a short burst at a single foe. When using a ranged weapon with auto fire capability in auto fire mode, you may fire a shot burst as a single attack against the target. You take a -5 penalty on the attack, but roll a +2 dice for damage.
Oh, we're gonna be doing a tabletop sim because me and Thor live in the same town, but Driven lives in a different state.
Yep. Good old roll 20.
Yep.
Can only be done if the weapon.
Of course, now I just got to be like, one of these days I'm gonna find out what you look like, Driven. Just one of these days.
Yeah, one of these days. But no, it's like I think it'll be fun, and admittedly, want to play more 5e. I just haven't had the opportunity to play as much as I want. God knows I do enough theory crafting in it.
Yeah, you do. Crazy son of a bitch. Like, I remember you messaging me, hey, so can I do this? And I read it, I'm like, sure.
Fuck no.
Let's see.
Well, now I know better. I never played with you at the time, so it's like I didn't know, but now I know. Like, I knew the LARP story and everything, but I didn't think you could put that on paper too.
119.
I moved to use Tabletop Simulator that is on Steam. Oh yeah, that's right. Steam does have a thing that's a Tabletop Simulator, doesn't it? Have you looked at it, Driven?
Costs money. I have.
You know,
and it's good, but I really do like free. But
yeah,
it's kind of hard to argue with that logic. That's like, so would you like to have a nail put through your eyeball or not put through your eyeball?
Mm-hmm. See, I still think one of the best ones I ever came up with for D&D 5e was the Fighter 3, Sorcerer 1, Warlock 8, Paladin 8.
I'm so glad I never let you play that.
Well, what's really disgusting about it is because you've got the Warlock spell slots. I'm sure you don't have that many of them, but you can use those to fuel Divine Smite. And what's even more disgusting about Warlocks, those come back after a short rest.
Yeah, you don't have to do a long rest for those. Plus, wait a minute, what level did you say with Warlock?
8.
Yeah, you'd be able to make your pact and everything.
Mm-hmm. You go Hexblade, and then you have the curse. And then what's really nice is, you don't care about Fighter 2. What you do is you take Fighter 3 just so you can get the archetype of Echo Knight.
Gotcha. Okay, so Fun Sports says, my group uses map tools before joining the SAO thing, but the DM and the SAO thing had stuff prepared in Tabletop Sim. So we bought it, and now a year later, I would say it was a good investment. What is it? It's been a hot minute since I looked at it. Give me 1 sec. I actually do want to look at it now.
No, Tabletop Sim's really good. It's just I don't do enough gaming. I haven't done enough gaming lately to justify it sitting in my Steam library unused.
Yeah, honestly, like, if we do make this a regular thing and maybe even get Tweak involved and all that stuff, like if we have a good party and we can make it a regular thing, then it might be a good investment.
Yep. Oh, absolutely.
Let's see here.
How much money did my character have again? 2,500?
No, you have 2,000 starting credits.
Fuck.
What is it you're looking at?
Guns. How much guns are going to cost this week?
Well, what kind of gun is it you're looking at?
Where's it at?
UWeb? No.
It's like,
I was looking at the blaster rifle heavy, but it's 2,000.
So you'd have to literally give up all your starting cash.
Yeah. I have all my cash. So what I probably would do, and if I can, the prerequisite for the blast is that I had to have a heavy ranged weapon.
Mm-hmm.
And they got
so
over here, but they're expensive as shit.
Yes, they are. I actually so you're looking at the heavy blaster rifle that does what 3d10.
I was looking at that one, and then the blaster cannon.
The blaster cannon, I'm going to say no, but I would be okay with
Okay.
you actually having a heavy blaster rifle and a few pieces of gear that would make sense.
And then I was like, okay, well, look at the other ranged weapons one. I think I may be going like the blaster carbine,
Mm-hmm.
which I think would be.
Damn.
But
That's a lot of hours, fun sport. You said put in 372 hours into that. Holy shit.
I also want to get a pistol too.
So
if you really think about it, 172 hours for a game in a year. I mean, if you do 4, that's 10 weekends. That's not really that's commendable, but that's not really excessive.
well, no,
I
not
can go with the
necessarily
blaster
excessive.
pistol.
So
blaster pistol.
here's the funny thing about Tabletop Simulator. It's VR supported. So could you imagine if all of us just had a fucking VR set and we literally just could create avatars and we're like, what are you doing? Playing D&D. How? VR. How are you rolling dice? With my hand.
Yep.
Oh
Well, just wait till Lizard Man Zuckerberg makes the metaverse.
Yeah, I think I'll go with the blaster pistol, heavy blaster pistol. Go with that one. Then I'll go with the blaster carbine.
Okay.
Those are going to be the two weapons, and then with some money left over.
Okay.
You said I had 2,000. So let's break out the maths real quick.
See, this is why I'm happy my character's poor. I didn't have this problem.
Still got $350 left.
Tree fitty.
Yeah, tree fitty.
Which is also kind of funny with my character because technically almost all the items that I have on me I stole.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god.
So the attack would be 3d8.
Yep, 3d8. That's pretty fucking cool. Average session time 7 hours. Yeah, that's, oof.
3d8.
I mean, if you rolled max damage, that'd be a pretty big fucking hit. But all right, guys, I am actually going to cut the stream. It was this was actually a really fun podcast. I enjoyed the time we had here. We will be Tom, are you streaming tomorrow?
Yes.
Okay. What are you going to be streaming?
Well, tomorrow is going to be Battlefield Fridays.
Battlefield Fridays. All right, cool. I will definitely be down for that. But yeah. Fun sport. Thank you for popping in, dude. Definitely hit me up on Discord or anything like that if you ever want to chat, or just hit me in the Angry Pub Discord. Actually, you know what? Hold on. Let me see if that command works. Not all the commands work, but let me see if that works.
Or just hit him.
Yeah. I know you're on the server and everything like that, but if anybody would like to join the Angry Pub server, you're more than welcome to. But yeah, like I said, tonight was fun. Thor will be on tomorrow. I'll be back on next Tuesday with some single player action. And then next Thursday, we got another episode of the Angry Pub Podcast. Thank you guys for joining. Have a good night.